Hello there YouTube and welcome back to my channel, and today we have got a DVD collection video, and this is the first video I've done since January, I think. So yeah, I'm not sure when the next video will be, but for the moment let's get straight on with this video. So to start off with is an Unearthly Child. It's decent. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's okay. It's my opinion for this is pretty much the general opinion. First part's brilliant, but then it just falls to pieces. But I think it's still essential for every Doctor Who fan to watch that, and get the beginning box set, which comes with these 2 DVDs. But next is the Daleks and the introduction of the Daleks. And it's an okay story. I think it's slightly overrated. I can't get into it as much as other people do, but I still enjoy it. It's a decent story. The Edge of Destruction. This used to be one that I enjoyed a lot, but now I'm not so keen on it, but it's still decent. The Keys of Marinus. Yeah, that's a good story. It's I felt it's quite underrated. It's good. I love the sort of like the mini stories with each part, with the with it going from, I think there was some sort of palace, which there's this palace that goes from this palace to jail place to forest. And yeah, it's a fun episode. There's a few errors here and there, and because it's next to the Aztecs, it was budgetary wasn't too great. Don't know if budgetary is a word, but anyways, yeah, it was a good story. Next is the Aztecs Special Edition, and good episode, best one of the season for me. Yeah, it's a great episode for Barbara, great character development for her. There's some of the acting is a bit average, but it's still a great episode. And then in my opinion, we got the worst episode of the season, which is the Sensorites. The first part's great, but yeah, it just falls to pieces. The Reign of Terror, that's quite an odd episode. Now, this is something that I've noticed it seems to happen a couple of times, where this is an episode that I can enjoy watching, but the rating for it is quite low. I think I give this a 6 out of 10, but I can enjoy watching it. It's a fun episode to watch. And this one, very underrated, and it looks very good for the time as well. It's a good episode. Dalek Invasion of Earth, it's overrated. It's okay, but there's quite a lot of cameos, and it's quite boring, and quite a lot of moments in the middle. Next is Vicky's introduction, and this is Susan's last story. In this Vicky's introduction to Rescue, it's okay. It's a decent introduction for Vicky, but that's about it. And next is my guilty pleasure for my favourite Hartnell episode, which is the Romans, and I just love this episode. It's funny, it's brilliant, and it's just brilliant. Just really good. Gave it a 9 out of 10. Next though is the worst Hartnell episode, the Web Planet. Yeah, this isn't great. The less said about it, the better. But next is my first Lost episode that I've got in the collection, which is The Crusade. Basically what I've just pretty much just put it's just got the Lost in Time disc, and I've made DVD cover for it. But yeah, this is a good episode, and it's decent, yeah. Although I think I'm surprised this hasn't got a DVD release. I would genuinely accept it to have 4 parts 2 and 4 out of Telesnaps. I just think it'd be good to have our first black and white season completed. Next is Space Museum, and this is another really good episode. Great concept and just great episode. The Chase, another quite comedic episode. I remember the pirate ship one, that's always makes me laugh. This is another underrated episode, and it's the last Ian and Barbara story. And at the end you get an introduction for Stephen. Next is the Time Meddler. And it's a decent little story. I think he could be a good villain if he could come back. I wouldn't mind it. But he obviously have to be a regenerated character. But yeah, it's a decent little episode. Next is Galaxy 4. I'm not a massive fan of this episode, to be honest. It's not great. And then Mission to the Unknown. Galaxy 4 has just got the Aztec Special Edition Disc 2 in it, and Mission to the Unknown. It's the animation. There's an animation on YouTube which you put onto a disc, and I'll just put it into a DVD cover. But yeah, the Mission to the Unknown. It's an okay story, nothing too special, just building up to the Daleks' master plan. And then next is The Massacre, and this is a very good episode. It's a really good episode for Steven. This is great development for his character, and it's just a great episode. And it's quite I think it's the first Doctor Light episode. I mean, it's William Hartnell's still there, but for the Doctor wise, it's quite Doctor Light. And it's very dark at the ending as well. And then next is The Ark. Oh god. And then The Gunfighters, decent story. Very unusual Doctor episode, but yeah, it's decent story. And it's, for what I have on my DVD shelf, the last kind of historical story. Then more of a present day story, which is generally well known that it sort of predicted the internet, is The War Machines, and this is a really good episode. One of Hartnell's best. Speaking of, another really good Hartnell episode, The 10th Planet. Brilliant episode. And then we go to the Patrick Troughton era. With The Power of the Daleks. I just watched this, really good. Gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Next, oh god, The Underwater Menace, oh god. The Moonbase, this is a really good episode, I do enjoy it. Yeah, Moonbase brilliant. Probably, I think this is the best Cyberman story in the Classic Who for me. And the best, like, I think this one's where I enjoy the Cybermen the best, but this is the best Cyberman episode of Classic Who. And next is the newly animated The Macra Terror, and this is pretty good. It's part 4's a bit, yeah, but part 1 and 2 are brilliant, and part 3 is really good. But Macra Terror very good, and 10-minute animation of the wheel in space is okay. It looks pretty good, and that's the one that I do believe that's going to get animated next. Next is The Evil of the Daleks, and I was slightly disappointed because I thought it would be brilliant when I first watched it, but it still is very good. But I was kind of had my expectations really high, but it's still really good. That's a good, decent introduction for Victoria. And then next is The Tomb of the Cybermen Special Edition. And it's a brilliant story. As I said, this is my favourite sort of like Cybermen, like my favourite performance of the Cybermen, but not my favourite Cybermen story, but still brilliant. The Ice Warriors, the introduction of the Ice Warriors, just okay episodes, nothing too special. And then it's The Enemy of the World, and yeah, this is a brilliant episode. Next, The Web of Fear, and it's a slightly overrated episode, but I still do enjoy it. The Dominators, oh god. The Mind Robber, oh my god. No, I don't like these two episodes. But then we have The Invasion, and it's the first animation episode that was released. And yeah, it's a really good episode. It's a bit slow paced, at the beginning. The first 4 parts are quite slow paced, but once Cybermen is introduced, the story is just absolutely brilliant. And yeah. And then the Crotons, and this is an okay episode, nothing too special. Seize Death, this is in my opinion probably the second best Ice Warrior episode behind Cold War. But yeah, this is a brilliant episode. No, brilliant, it's good. Speaking of a brilliant episode, one of my only 2 10 out of 10 episodes of Classic Who, the War Games. This is just perfect. Not that it doesn't drag or feel a bit too slow paced or fast paced at any moment. It's just a masterclass. Then Spearhead from Space. The introduction of Jon Pertwee, it's a brilliant introduction. I love Jon Pertwee. He's probably my second favourite Doctor, behind Tom Baker. Then Doctor Who and the Silurians. It's a decent episode. It's a good episode. It's quite underrated, and Dinosaur looked quite good for its time. And then the final one in the first row of the shelf is the Ambassadors of Death. It's probably the weakest of the season, but still very good. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Just shows how good season 7 is. But yeah, that's the first shelf. Let's get first row, and let's get on to the second row. Starting off the second row is Inferno, and it's just brilliant. First two parts getting a little bit slow paced, which stops it from reaching like a 9.5 or a 10. But once you get past that, brilliant. Although part 7 is a little bit meh. And instead of the Autons, in the last Auton story, I believe, of Classic Who, and the introduction of Roger Delgado as the Master, who's brilliant. Brilliant introduction for the Master, I feel, but Auton's not so great. The Mind of Evil, really underrated, fantastic story. And I definitely recommend you to watch it, because it's really good. The Claws of Axos. Yeah, it's a very good episode. I have got special edition, but I've just lent it out to someone. So I've currently just put in the normal edition in its place. But yeah, it's just it's a brilliant episode. Colony in Space, again, really good episode. It's a bit slow at some points, but overall it's pretty good. And then next is The Daemons, and I enjoy this story. I'm not sure what general opinion of this story is, but I think it's pretty good. The next DVD is Day of the Daleks, and yeah, it's okay, I guess. Curse of Peladon, this is okay, I don't mind it. And this is probably the weakest Jon Pertwee season 9. I mean, the mutants is just really cheap and tatty and so cringy at the end. Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this episode. But Time Monster, really unpopular episode, but I think it's underrated. I really do enjoy this. Yeah. And then The Three Doctors. This is a good episode. I know some people hate it and some people love it, but I love it. I think it's brilliant. Especially, it's the first multi-Doctor episode, and Jon Pertwee and Patrick Troughton's relationship is very funny, to say for the least. And next is The Carnival of Monsters, the Robert Holmes episode, I believe. Yes, it is. Yes, and yeah, it's a good episode. Not his greatest, but still enjoyable. Next is Frontier in Space. And this is a good episode as well. The last Roger Delgado episode, sadly. He was going to be in Jon Pertwee's last episode, which is I can't remember what it's going to be called. But unfortunately, he passed away before, in a car accident before he could record that. So we couldn't have one more episode of him. But yeah, as always, Roger Delgado is good in this. Planet of the Daleks, yeah. The Green Death's slightly overrated, but still very good episode, and the ending is just a really beautiful ending. And actually, really good shot as well. The Time Warrior, brilliant episode and quite nostalgic since this is one of the early episodes I watched. Probably one of the oldest DVDs in my collection. I think it's about 4 years old now, or coming up to it. But not the oldest, I'll tell you which one is the oldest when I get to it. Invasion of the Dinosaurs, very underrated, although dinosaurs are very... oh god, they're ropey. But yeah, it's pretty good. Death to the Daleks. Oh my god, I mean... I have my issues with resolution now, like with the Daleks, but I mean... They are just pathetic in this, honestly. The Monster of Peladon... Yeah, it's okay. I mean, the Arsenal is better in this, and this is their last Classic Who appearance up until Cold War, which comes in, this is 1974, isn't it? Yeah, so 39 years later. And Planet of the Spiders, good episode and perfect John Pertwee episode. Not the perfect episode, but perfect episode for John Pertwee. Robots, good introduction for Tom Baker. It's a very John Pertwee like story, but then it started to change, you know. This story, even and with very low production, very poor production, it's still a brilliant episode. Sontaran Experiment, decent 2-part. It's a quick one to watch, but yeah, it's a good episode. Genesis of the Daleks, fantastic Dalek episode. I wouldn't rate it 10 out of 10, I think I gave it 9.5 out of 10, so a couple of issues I have with it, but still phenomenal, and highly recommend any Doctor Who fan to watch it if they haven't. Revenge of the Cybermen, and I mean these are quite big 4 stories here. You've got 4, well, in my opinion, 4 big Doctor Who villains: Sontarans, Daleks, Cybermen and Zygons. But Revenge of the Cybermen, it's just not great. It's the weakest of the season for me, because without this, it's been a very, very strong season, season 12. Speaking of very strong season, the start of season 13 with Terror of the Zygons, brilliant episode. And Planet of Evil, the weakest of the season, but I gave this 7 out of 10. It's a really good episode. Pyramids of Mars, the episode that holds my favourite classic villain. Probably maybe even my favourite villain of all time, with Sutekh the Destroyer. Next, the Android Invasion. Very good episode, I do enjoy it. First part is brilliant stuff as well. 4th part is quite good as well, I think, from what I can remember. I haven't watched it in a while. Reign of Morbius, really good episode. Quite graphic for Doctor Who in those times as well. That's brilliant. And then my favourite classic Who's story of all time, The Seeds of Doom, just brilliant. This is the other story that got a 10 out of 10. Brilliant stuff, that. The Mask of Mandragora, good episode. I think I gave it a 10 out of 10, but it's a solid episode. Next is The Hand of Fear. And this is a good episit. What am I saying? No, it's not a really great episode. It's a bit boring. Don't know why I said good episode. Probably because we had this one next, which is a brilliant episode. Deadly Assassin. The Face of Evil, decent introduction for Leela, but a pretty average episode overall. The Robots of Death, slightly overrated. I think it would have been better if we didn't know who the killer was, but again, it's a pretty good episode. The Talons of Wen Chiang, definitely not appropriate for modern day stuff, and definitely wouldn't go down well if this aired for the first time now. But apart from that, it's a very good episode. But just, yeah, if you watched it, you know what I mean. But it still is a very good episode. Horror Fang Rock, and this is a brilliant episode. I really do enjoy this. Gave it 9 out of 10. The Invisible Enemy is an okay episode. Introduction of K9. Image of the Fendel, again, pretty good episode. And Sunmakers, bit funny at a few points, especially this guy's voice. But yeah, it's a pretty good episode. Quite an intriguing plot for me. But not, maybe, I don't know, try an intriguing concept is the word I'm thinking of, actually. Underworld, terrible. Invasion of Time, pretty much like 2 episodes, which I forgot to say is pretty much what the arc is, just 2 episodes and 1 DVD. But yeah, it's 4-part. It's okay. It's okay. The Ribos, whatever you say, operation. Good start to Keys of Time, especially because of the next 2 episodes and the Pirate Planet. Ooh. Stones of Blood, first 2 episodes, I think, okay. But then, next episodes. But come off from that, we have the Android Zatara, my favourite one of the season. Very good. And Power Crows, surprisingly good, actually. And with a surprisingly good Octopussy thing. And the Armageddon Factor. Good episode and way to end it. And at least what I feel is probably, apart from a Regeneration episode, the first proper finale we get in Doc 2. Destiny of the Daleks. City of Death. This is a good episode, and especially when we get to this time, good episodes are slightly more rare. But this one's a very good one, very enjoyable. Creature from the Pit, actually not too bad. But it's a bit ridiculous in certain scenes. Nightmare of Eden, oh god, sheep, terrible rubbish. Horns of Nimon. But Shada, this is a good episode. It's slightly weird when you watch it at first, and the animation just pops up out of nowhere, but it's still a very good episode once you get used to that. The Leisure Hive. Meglos, actually surprisingly good one. Full Circle, average. State of Decay, Warriors Gate, what? Doesn't even really make sense. The Keeper of Traken, I don't like it as much as other people do, but it's okay. Logopolis. It's an okay episode. I think I enjoy it a little bit more than others, but definitely not the ending Tom Baker deserved. Castrovalva. Yeah, Fortitude. Yep, Fortitude. Fortitude Doomsday. Yeah, it's okay. Kinder. Pretty good episode. Visitation. Again, pretty good episode, yeah. Black Orchid, surprisingly good episode. I do enjoy it. I would probably say it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. And Earthshock, another really good episode. Actually, quite a good run here from Kinder to Earthshock. But then, unfortunately, this rubbish has to turn on when it can't even get the dates right. Are you serious? But anyways, yeah, these Time Flight Arc of Infinity, I don't even want to talk about them. Snake Dance, not as good as Kinder for me, but still okay. Mordrin Undead, surprisingly good episode again. Terminus, actually pretty good. Wish, no, this is terrible. This is just terrible. Enlightenment, this one's actually is pretty good, and I was quite impressed by this, and I think I mentioned this when I reviewed the Ghost Monument, that I did enjoy Enlightenment. Unfortunately, I do no longer enjoy the Ghost Monument, as it is terrible now, in hindsight, but yes. The King's Demons, solid two-parter, nothing else apart from that. Five Doctors, fun episode, yeah, it's a fun episode. Warriors of the Deep. Why did I say that? Incredibly weird. Yes, this is just terrible. The Awakening, I can't remember much from this, but I remember enjoying it reasonably well. That's a decent two-parter. Frontios, and this is my first ever classic DVD, Frontios. And it's an okay episode, I don't mind it. Resurrection of the Daleks, the one what I wondered what happened in it for so long, because it took me, because the gap on watching this and watching this lasted so long. But Resurrection of the Daleks is a pretty good episode, yeah. It's not as great as I thought it would be, but still a good episode. And the Planet of Fire. Yeah, it's average, but it's a decent introduction for Perry. But she is much better in this. The Caves of Androzani, I feel. And this Peter Davison in this is actually brilliant. But it's a really good ending for Peter Davison, and it's probably his best episode. Twin Dilemma, I mean, we all know how bad that one is. Tackle the Cybermen, much better episode, and much better episode for Colin Baker. And yes, decent episode. Vengeance on Varos. Not as good as other people say it is, but still a decent episode and really good cliffhanger. The Mark of the Rani, I do enjoy this fairly well. I think it's a pretty good story. Although I think this is probably one of the worst stories of probably one of the worst appearances for the Master though. And the two Doctors, again, pretty good. Nothing too special. Although the Sontaran design is rubbish. Time Lash, rubbish. And really cheap. Revelation of the Daleks. Yeah, it's average. Trial of the Time Lord, parts 1 to 4, The Mysterious Planet. Pretty average. Trial of the Time Lord, Mind Warp, parts 5 to 8. Average. Trial of the Time Lord, parts 9 to 12, Tale of the Vervoids, the worst one of the season. Trial of the Time Lord, parts 13 to 14, The Ultimate Foe. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good one. I do enjoy this. Time and the Rani. This is just terrible. Sylvester McCoy is really not great in this. The Rani, not great. Just everything about that story is really just not good. Paradise Towers though is actually quite underrated. I feel it's a pretty good episode. Delta and Abandonment, pretty average. Dragonfire, pretty average again. It's got a decent storyline, but just didn't pay off, especially with that ridiculous cliffhanger in part 1. I mean, I'm pretty certain everyone knows about it, how ridiculous it was. But yeah, it's a decent introduction for Ace though. Members of the Daleks, much better episode from Sylvester McCoy, and yeah, it's a good episode. Happiness Patrol. No. Silver Nemesis. Oh my god, why did the last Cyberman story have to be so bad of the classic era? Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Really good episode. I quite nice cover art as well. I quite like it. Battlefield. Actually pretty good episodes. I don't think many people like it, but I think it's pretty good. And I don't actually mind the Destroyer as a villain. Although, I mean, it didn't really last long, so we didn't really see much of him. But his costume design at least was very good, at least. Ghostlight, a little bit confusing, but still pretty good episodes. Curse of Fenric, one of McCoy's best. And Survival. It's not bad story. It's not too bad. Again, another one with really nice cover design. The Movie, terrible. Paul McGann, Amir. Although the acting from all the characters is pretty good. I mean, apart from him, I just did not understand the Master. And then now into New Who with the complete first series. Slightly overrated, but it's still a very good series. And complete second series, not too great. Complete third series, a bit weird. It starts off really well, Smith and Jones, but then all the way from the Shakespeare Code to 42, it's not really any good episodes. But then Human Nature up till the finale are all brilliant. Complete fourth series, brilliant series. The complete specials, brilliant, all brilliant. Complete fifth series, brilliant series yet again. That's good stuff for Stephen Moffat's era. Then complete sixth series, part 1, brilliant, part 2, not great. The complete seventh series, we go so long without having a really good episode, which is a 9 out of 10. We have to wait all the way to the finale, but it was a good finale for me. And then the Day of the Doctor, the best Doctor Who episode, in my opinion, closely followed by Heaven Sent. But yeah, it's just a brilliant episode. And the Time of the Doctor, unfortunately not as great as it deserves to be, but yeah. Complete 8th series, decent series opener for Capaldi, but it's actually not his worst it's actually not, him as a character is probably not his worst series. For me, that's series 9. And that's this series. But yeah, apart from like episode 10 to 12, maybe even 12, maybe not, yeah, probably at a 10 and 11, maybe a couple other episodes. But yeah, he wasn't great in this. it's not going. There we go. Then next is the complete series 10, and yeah, this is much better than Capaldi. His best series is character again, but really good. Oh, and and it's actually quite good. I mean, the pilot's average, Smiles bad, Thin Ice quite good, Knock Knock average, Oxygen to appear at the end well, brilliant, Light of the Lands poor, Empress of Mars poor, Leeches of Flight decent, then World Nothing Time, Dr. Falls brilliant. And next is Twice Upon a Time, the last Stephen Moffat episode. Yeah, it's pretty good, and apart from the making the first Doctor incredibly sexist, his character's really good. It's a decent final episode for Capaldi. And now we move down here, the complete 11th series, and yeah, it's not the greatest seasons. But yeah, it's got a couple good episodes of like ones like The Woman Who Fell to Earth, which is growing on me a little bit more now. Rosa, Demons of the Punjab, The Witchfinders, It Takes You Away, all good episodes. Resolution, this is just going downhill for me. It's now at 5 out of 10. Then I've got the full Sarah Jane box set, complete Sarah Jane Adventures, Tortured, Series 1, Part 1. It's okay. I mean, everything changes quite good, but then just goes downhill. And then Tortured Series 1, Part 2, this isn't great. For me, the best episode is They Keep Killing Susie, and that's pretty average. But then the much better DVD is Series 1 Part 3 with Out of Time, brilliant, Combat, I think it's Combat. Yeah, Combat's probably the weakest one, but that's okay. Capture Jack Harkness, very good, and End of Days, very underrated, I feel. Then we go to K9 and Company, which probably should be here, but yeah, this is not good. And then Torture, the complete series 2, which you can't really see at all. Yeah, this is great. It's the middle of it's not great, but the first disc and the final disc are pretty good. I do surprisingly enjoy Fragments a lot as well. Tortured Children of Earth, fantastic series, brilliant stuff. And Tortured Miracle Day had good potential, but then just didn't pay off. And Class, underrated. And now I'm gonna do a short overview of my audio CD collection, which isn't too big. But The Massacre, which is discs, so on the DVD over there. The Forbidden Time, not great. Slash and Gambit, not great. I just don't think I'm a fan of Companion Chronicle. Shadow of London, this is pretty good. Bad Penny, not too great. I didn't really understand what's going on, quite a few points. Kill the Doctor, this is really good. And The Age of Sutek as well, really good. The Eternal Battles is okay. Kingdom of Lies, pretty good. Trial of the Valiard, going pretty good. And then finally, over here, we have the Last Adventure, which is another pretty good. And just go with my books, so we have Whoology, Hunter's Moon, Ultimate Monster Guide, Secret Lives of Monsters, Myths and Legends, Plague City, Nuclear Time, System Wipe, and we have Sides of Destiny, Code of the Creditane, Three Doctors, Doctor and Genesis, Daleks, Day of the Doctor, and then we have The Winner Takes All, Resurrection Casket, and then we have The King's Dragon, Glamour Chase, and then a paperback version of Nuclear Time, and then I also have The Forgotten Army. So yes, that's my DVD, and end up being a book and audio CD collection as well. So yeah, so that's thank you for watching. Not sure when the next video is, but I've definitely got plans for when I have time to make videos. And you may have seen some YouTubers do videos like in-depth in-depth videos of each Doctor. I'm gonna do it I mean, the videos will be shorter, but I'll do it in individual series, but I can't obviously do that until I got at least that Marco Polo, and I'll be able to do Season 1 and Season 2, since Season 2 is already complete. I'm hopefully going to either get the Myth Makers or the Celestial Toy Maker soon. Yeah, not sure when that'll be, but not sure when the next video will be, but I've got a few ideas planned, just depends when I get the time. But anyways, for the moment, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.